Okay, everyone, welcome to the StockPickProfits.com daily market update. It is 9/25/2018, Tuesday. Interesting day in the market today. Another channel day, paint drying day. So while we're waiting for everybody to sign on, let's go through the legalities. Past performance is no indicator of future performance. We are not registered investment advisors. Anything in this show is nothing in this show is an offer to buy or sell any security. The show should be taken for entertainment purposes only. And read the disclaimer. Always read the disclaimer. We say that every day religiously. So everybody read the disclaimer. It looks like we got a few people on. So it's kind of a sluggish Wednesday. Let's go ahead and get started. So how you guys doing today? Let's see here. Let me get a little adjustment on my camera here. Which way am I going? Everything's opposite on the camera. So when you think you have to move left, you have to move right. But anyways, look, it's another hot and humid day in Hawaii. Not sure how it is in your guys' neck of the woods, but it's humid, man. So excuse the beads of sweat and all that stuff. Probably shouldn't have wore a dark shirt, right? So, it was kind of a paint dry day, right? We had a good open this morning. The market kind of pushed up a little bit. Looked like maybe we were going to go into rally mode. Then it kind of slipped in that channel. And we kind of had that up and down fluctuation all day long. At one point this morning, President Trump came out and made some trade statements, and that kind of pushed the market down. But the market showed some really good resiliency today. Bumping right back up and just slipping right back into that channel. Late in the afternoon, about 3:30 New York time, 2:30 New York time, looked like the NASDAQ was going to break out. Tried to push a little higher, but it got stuck. Probably everybody biding their time to tomorrow. We have the FOMC meeting, which started today, their two-day meeting. We'll get an announcement. We got GDP numbers. We've got jobless claims. We've got a lot of information coming down the pipe in the next couple of days. So we're positioned up. We like tech going forward. We're still long on those Qs. We're still long on XLK, excuse me. We're still long on XLK. We're still long on the Qs. XLK, we went out a little bit longer. We've been talking about that for a while. That's the text index there. So if you guys are trading along with us, we're still long on tech, and we're still long on Twitter too today. Twitter had a nice day today. Despite all the downward pressure on social media, evidently the two of the big wigs from Instagram left the group. And that kind of put pressure on Facebook. Facebook was having some trouble all day. It never really grabbed Twitter. Snap had a good day today, right? Because it looked like the theory behind that was that if people were straying away from Instagram, where are they going to go? Well, they're going to go to Snap. And so Snap had a good day today. Twitter had a good day today. Other than that, social media was kind of a rough situation today. So banks led the rally today. Banks did really, really well, across the board. They kind of fueled the rally, and that makes sense. Not a lot of people expecting a rate hike on this meeting, but you never know. And there definitely are, it looks like, two more planned for the rest of the year. And we've only got, 3 months left in the year. So 2 more rate hikes, and we want them. The trade rhetoric continues to go back and forth. Right now, it's just words, and we're just not going to get into it too much. There's just nothing really new to talk about on trade right now. Trump has laid these tariffs. These tariffs started out on Monday. And they're in the works and stuff. There's a big conversation right now of just how are these tariffs going to affect the consumer. And we kind of had some fun with Campbell's Soup, right, a couple months ago when this first started. Remember, the Campbell's Soup CEO was on with his can of soup, and then what's his name, Mnuchin, was on with a can of soup, and they were arguing over this little can and how it was going to drive soup prices up. And nobody buys Campbell's Soup anyways. Anymore, right? It's an old aged brand that never grew with the times. We've talked about that. The Campbell's Soup, they had way deeper problems than any tariffs. Believe me, $9 billion they paid for a pretzel maker, and they're complaining about a 1 cent rise on a can. Now that's true. To a certain extent, yeah, you're talking millions and millions of cans, but you're talking about 1 friggin' cent. I mean, come on, let's be reasonable about this. Now, a lot of this is bias driven, and you have to remember this as a trader. Where's your information coming from? When you're watching a talking head, even myself, where is that information really coming from? You know, is it coming from a mean spirit where I just don't like President Trump, so I'm going to crap all over anything to make him look bad? Well, there's a certain amount of that going on right now. And, you know, the Campbell Soup guy, we even joked about it way back then, right? That he was really butthurt about the whole Trump thing and any chance to try and blame problems on President Trump. I mean, it couldn't have been we spent $9 billion on a pretzel maker. It couldn't have been that we're using the same label that we used in 1938. Couldn't be any of that stuff, right? It couldn't be that we've never changed the can in the history of the company, the shape of it, or anything like that. It couldn't be that we didn't evolve with the times. It had to be Trump, right? Trump did everything. It's all his fault. Poor guy. You know, what we're waiting for is the big check to join the rally. You know, we've been talking about this for the last 2 days. Looked like big tech was going to jump in today, right? Amazon had a nice day today. We like Amazon as one of the barometers for tech. We've talked about that before too, right? Instead of the FANG trade, the MAGA trade, right? Microsoft, Amazon, Google, and Apple. Amazon was up about $40 today. Google was up $11 today. Apple was up $2 today. So, you know, I don't keep Microsoft on this list, so I'm not even sure what it did. But I mean, if you're talking about tech, you know, it looks like tech got some footing today. So let's see how this goes forward. You know, we're not going to worry too much about these QQQs. You know how the tech can go. We're only a couple dollars out of the money, and we know how quick this thing can move. And it looked like it's. Let's see where it closed today. You know, we were prepping the show, so we didn't watch the last 5 minutes of the market. Yeah, it held out with that 1484 today. Nice and bullish. We told you too on Monday we opened up a trade on Verizon. We went long on Verizon. Oh my goodness. Verizon was going through some problems today too. But we're going back on a long chart, and we see a little triple bottom developing that might break out of a long-term triple top. So we're going to stay in this play right now. It held that $53 level. Not bad. We're in at the 55s, and we're way out on these. So we got a little time to gel, and they're priced right. So we're going to stay on that trade. So if you're looking at what we're trading, we're long Verizon. We just went long Verizon on Monday. We've been long on the Qs and XLK. We got the Twitter long and Steel. Steel had a fantastic day today, Jeff. What did X close at? 30.21. We retook 30. We held over it. We're up about 3% today, 2.5%, 3% today. Bama-lama. So hopefully that's going to work out, right? We've got some Q options that or X options we're in. So right now we're long Steel, we're long tech, and we're long Twitter as far as social media. And we also have, what was the other trade we had there? We had another trade in there. But anyway, so, you know, and as far as news goes, there's just not a whole lot to talk about. I mean, it's the normal back and forth. Of course, Donald Trump was giving some speech, and I guess these world leaders kind of chuckled at something he said. So everybody, oh, the world's laughing at us. Oh, stop it. Stop it. Okay, stop it. Everything doesn't have to be a personal attack on somebody. Okay, that's pretty much what's wrong with the world today, right? You know, we were. I was fortunate enough yesterday to be able to spend some time with some of the people in the office, especially Samuel, who you guys know I love dearly. Best friend I've ever had. But you know, we were talking about that. I was telling him, you know, the day before I'd gone to Sam's Club and Walmart with a friend to do some shopping and stuff and get that out of the way. You know, ever since the wife passed, I have to do my own shopping now. It sucks. But anyway, so we're down there shopping. I told him, hey, look, we're going to walk into Walmart, and I want you to just walk around with a smile on your face. Not a giddy smile, just a, you know, little nod head, you know, happy, happy, happy. Project happy and see how many people smile back at you. And when we got to the cashier, and then I was at the cashier, I saw him in line, so I'm in the line with him. I told him, so what? How many people just smile back at you? 0, including 4 different Walmart employees. And that really shows the tone of the world. And social media has a lot to do with this, you know. People are just angry. They don't want to be happy. They want to shit on everything. They want to be mad for whatever reason. don't be one of those people, okay? Always look in the mirror and always be the change you want to see in the world. And that includes the emotional value of the world, right? If you want the world to be happy, you have to be happy. You're part of the world. So, and that kind of takes us to a trade idea, okay? And you're absolutely right, Jeff. Peace is the answer. But if we just start being nice to each other, right? Ted Cruz and his wife got run out of a restaurant again last night, I guess, trying to have some appetizers or something. This is nonsense, okay? This is nonsense. This is not the way we treat each other in America. This is not the way as human beings we're supposed to treat each other. You don't agree with his politics. You think he's a fascist. You think he's a whatever you want to call him. That's fine. Don't vote for him. Don't, voice your opinion on whatever. But you don't affect their lives like that. You don't threaten them. You don't harass them. That is not the way we do things in the human race, okay? And that kind of draws to our trade idea for going into the winter. One of the biggest things in the winter season is your retail sales, right? I mean, winter screams retail, right? You've got Thanksgiving, you've got Christmas, it's a lot of gift buying, it's a lot of events, it's a lot of holiday parties and things like that. So generally people look to retail to have a good quarter. But with this damper on people's attitudes and people's emotions, will that affect retail sales? Now, you always got to look for an angle, right? I mean, there's obvious flags that everybody sees, but the guys that make the big money are the ones that can find these angles that nobody else would think about. So think about that. Is the down spirit of the consumer going to overcome the fact that there's more money in people's pockets because of whatever's happened economically? All right. And we'll discuss that going forward. But that's something food for thought. Now, Jeff, Iridium. Jeff, I wanted to mention this to you today. I don't know if you're watching, but dude, you were up about 5% on that. Good call. Jeff, of course, is a regular viewer, and he was talking about he got into Iridium last week. It had finally broke out of that $20 range, huh, Jeff? So, there's all kind of, we closed it. It closed at 21.10, Jeff. Congratulations. Good call. So, you guys that are looking for trades, you see, we have great viewers. We have a lot of regular viewers, and we're always sharing information. Kona, Jeff, all of these guys. You guys pay attention. You'll see some really good plays. Kona, if you don't mind, I'll share the play that you let us tell us about today. If that's okay, Kona, if that's all right with you, I'll share that with the viewers, because we'll track that together, right? I mean, Kona's another regular trader. He's not a member in our service yet, but he's a regular trader, and we love him. He's one of us. So, right now, I believe if it's okay with you, Kona, I'm going to go ahead and let him know it. Kona's calling Roku short right now. So I think Roku closed down a couple cents today, right? Right after you told us about it, it popped a little bit. Which was, if you know what I mean? If it works out, that was your shorting opportunity, right? Remember, gang, you new traders out there, if you're shorting a stock, you have to short it on an uptick. What that means is the stock has to go up, and then you can short it, borrow the shares. You can't short it if it's going down too fast. You just can't get that uptick to short the shares. So Kona likes Roku short, and you know what I mean? The chart looks ripe and stuff. Stock closed down 4 cents. So if you guys are, you viewers out there, if you want to play along with Kona, we took a look at the trade today. If I don't know, we might talk about it with our membership and the trade team and stuff, but you know what I mean? We're in some plays right now. Right now, too, here's a little trading advice for everybody. In these next 3 months, keep your portfolio very slim and streamlined, and be very specific about what you're doing. Everybody has their normal stocks in their portfolio, your carry and holds, right? Your long holds. We like to put dividend players and stuff like that. That reminds me, all you HGA members, we're going to have a big update after the show in the group. So you guys be ready for that. But, that's what we do in HGA. The program is built around building a longer term portfolio along with your short term plays, and you always should have these. But right now, in this time of year, the last 3 months, because it's going to be a fast paced 3 months. First of all, it's going to be 12 weeks of very fast paced trading. Don't let this last Monday and Tuesday fool you. It's kind of a paint drying day, but we're going to roll into this Wednesday with the FOMC announcement and stuff, and things from that point will pick up. Hopefully we get some trade deals, whatever. But, you know, you guys keep your portfolio very streamlined. You know, during the year, we like to take these positional plays and throw them in with our normal plays and stuff. You know, we might want to try to catch a gold bottom or something like that, which didn't work out for us. But, hey, they don't all work out. But, you know, but during the winter months, we keep it real trim. Our long holds, which are almost all dividend-bearing holds, or maybe one or two speculative plays, like a United Cannabis, CNAB, and SCNA, which are two of our favorite marijuana stocks. And you just keep it like that until January, because we're going to have some very fast trading, very fast economic reports, very fast news cycle, okay? But in those last couple of weeks of December, you're going to have this phenomena called window dressing. And this is where the funds at the end of the year try to make their numbers look as good as possible for Morningstar, right? It's all about those annual gains on Morningstar with these funds to get people to invest in them. And so at the end of the year, what they do is this thing called window dressing. And what it is they'll sell their losers, put some winners in there, swap stocks, and it makes that overall number look better. It might be smoke and mirrors to a certain extent, but that's for you, the investor, to figure out. So you guys want to be careful in these 3 months, because once we hit that window dressing, those last couple of weeks, they're usually real tough to make short-term money in, unless you're day trading. So, and you know, look, especially once you hit that week of the 25th, you don't want to be trading crazy willy-nilly, right? When you got Christmas parties, relatives, presents, and things like that, right? By the time you hit that third week of December, you should be in cruise control for the rest of the year. There's only about 10, 15 days left in it anyways. So look, gang, let's kind of call it a show. Oh, one more thing I wanted to talk about. There's going to be a rule change in ETFs now. Right now, what they do with an ETF is they do what's called the midday valuation. And what they do is they update the NAV, the net asset value of an ETF or a fund, in the middle of the day. That way, as a trader, if you're a long-term investor in these ETFs and stuff, you want to make sure that your stock price, your trading price, is around that net asset value, right? You don't want it to be upside down, because then it's like a car loan, right? The loan, I'm paying $21,000, but the loan is for a car that's actually worth $10,000. That's what's happening if your net asset value is too low and your stock price is high. And that a lot of fund traders, a lot of ETF traders that trade long term use this value like it's biblical. So there's going to be a change. They're trying to push a change in the SEC, and it looks like it's got enough momentum and enough push that it's going to happen. But what's going to happen is they're only going to do one valuation at the end of the day. So now your midday trading of your ETFs might change. Maybe your volume changes. Maybe your enthusiasm for it changes and things like that. We'll keep an eye on it. But these are the kind of things you want to be aware of going forward. So we'll kind of close on that. Let me roll through the question. Didn't look like, yeah. X had a great day today. We're real happy with X right now. Looks like just the regulars. Hey, hello to all of you. You know, it was like I said, it's humid over here. I'm like melting like butter. But look, you know, it was a kind of a slow paint drying day today and yesterday. But like we said, things are going to pick up tomorrow. And we think we've given you information that's valuable going forward. But other than that, hey, Jack, welcome to the show. Jack, we haven't seen you before. Welcome to the show. We'll let you know the ground rules of the show. You post any kind of questions you want, any kind of comments in the comments section. We're so glad to have you. We'll be nice if you're a regular. You got stock questions, you got stock tips, you got anything, it's a free for all. Okay, Jack, welcome to the party, brother. I'm so glad to see you. But let's kind of wind it down here for today's show. So remember, there's that potential change in the ETF ruling on that net asset value. NAV is what they call it, the NAV. And like I said, you know, you want that net asset value to be around that stock price. You don't want it to get too upside down. And that's what that midday check is for. Now, of course, the funds and stuff complain because they have to do this in the middle of the day, and they'd love not to. So it's more like a convenience thing. And, you know, I'm not even sure how many people use that technique anymore. But back in the day, it was kind of a big thing, especially when the ETFs first came out. But it was always a thing with mutual funds. So we'll keep an eye on that. And then, like I said, we got a big we got a join Robinhood spam. Jack shared our posts and used the let me continue with X. So, you know, with this steel trade, we're really, really happy because these positions have held up very well in these last couple of days. It looks like the market's going to give us that push up in the next couple of days, but we've definitely got the news and we've got the cycle to support it. So let's see how it works out. So we're going to go ahead and call it a show for the day, and we'll see you guys tomorrow after the market. Don't forget, we're long on XLK. We like tech going forward in steel, especially as this trade stuff resolves, you know, and it will at some point. They're already talking about pushing forward without Canada on the new NAFTA deal, and we'll see how that works out. Okay. Nice, Jack. We like that. Anyways, so let's go ahead and call it a show. We'll see you guys tomorrow after the market closes. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome, Jack. We're glad to see you. Any kind of questions and stuff, you guys go ahead and post them. We go through them all. All of you guys have a great afternoon. Should be a lot more fast pace of a market tomorrow. We'll talk to you guys soon. Aloha.